Noted attorney and mediator Ken Feinberg, nice to see you once again.
Glad to be here.
The Archdiocese of New York has announced a compensation program for victims of sexual abuse by clergy. You are going to administer that program. Can you give us a sense of the number of claims you'll be looking at?
In this first phase of the program, we're looking at about 160 to 170 claims that were previously submitted to the Archdiocese over the past 30 or 40 years and have been sitting there. Allegations of clergy abuse against minors. And in the first phase of the program, between now and the end of the year, really February, we're going to try and resolve all of those claims. Thereafter, phase 2, we'll begin to examine new claims that might be submitted alleging allegations that we haven't yet seen before.
Is there any sense of how many other claims might be submitted?
No. We will see. Those other claims, even though we're not going to look at them until February, those individuals can begin to register right away. We'll have them on a list. We'll get to them beginning around February 1st and compensate those claims as well.
And in terms of potential compensation, have numbers been decided yet?
No. The Archdiocese, like the 9/11 fund, you'll recall, the Archdiocese has simply said, Ken, whatever you think is appropriate, pay it. Whatever you think is the appropriate amount to be awarded an eligible victim, pay it. We don't know yet until we examine all the facts of an individual claim, the nature of the abuse, how long was it repetitive, how many occasions, where, lasting psychological damage. Until we know that, it's hard for us yet to estimate valuation.
And so no cap then?
No cap. The Archdiocese has said, Ken, whatever the amount you pay an individual claimant, and whatever the aggregate cost of phase 1, these 160 or so claims, we'll pay it.
So you have a lot of experience mediating claims, 9/11 as you mentioned, also some of the automakers, including General Motors.
Right.
What can you draw from those past experiences that will help you now, and what will be different or harder this time?
What you draw on all of these, you know this, emotion. It doesn't matter if it's an ignition switch on a GM automobile, a BP oil spill, a 9/11 terrorist attack, or sexual abuse. Guaranteed very emotional victims and their families, angry, frustrated. You expect it. What makes this one somewhat more difficult is the nature of the evidence. These claims go way back. Do people remember what happened? And what evidence do they offer? Did they complain at the time? Is the priest still alive, or is he long since dead? Did other victims accuse the same priest of the same type of activity? We're going to have to look at the evidence, the corroboration. In this first phase, there's a presumption that these claims are valid. These are claims that came in over the last 40 years when there was no compensation, there was no benefit other than trying to reach out to the priest and the clergy and express anger and hurt. So it shouldn't take more than 4 months for us to clear out all of these previously submitted claims.
And it's my understanding that the church plans to take a loan to fund these claims.
I don't know. That's what I heard the cardinal say, that he will seek a loan on church property or whatever in order to fund whatever it costs to compensate the victims.
Is it possible that what is happening now, this could serve as a model for other archdioceses across the country potentially?
I think so. I think although other archdioceses have implemented various compensation programs, the idea of a standalone protocol available online an independent administrator with full authority delegated to me to decide eligibility and compensation. No cap. I think the Cardinal sees this as a model that hopefully will work not only in the New York Archdiocese, but around the country.
Based on your past experience with 9/11 in particular, do you find that compensation awards do close wounds?
Absolutely not. I hear this word, I heard it today again, with all due respect, the idea that cutting a check brings closure. You hear that? Whether it's 9/11 or the Boston Marathon bombings or GM or this. I don't think so. Money is a pretty poor substitute for loss and for hurt. Now that's the American system. It helps provide some degree of financial stability, but closing the chapter, no, I don't think so.
Ken Feinberg, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.